morning, everyone. My Manu Nawaz, and I'm honored to be your host for tonight's webinar. I've been deeply involved in the field of mental health, focusing specifically on special needs education. I am a trainee psychotherapist and also the head of the education department at the Mental Health Amen Foundation. Before we start the webinar, let me take a moment to introduce you to the Mental Health Amen Foundation. Established in 2022 by a visionary CEO, Ms. Ayman Shehzadi, who is a clinical and counseling psychologist. The foundation is dedicated to providing high quality psychological intervention services and spreading mental health awareness to the wider public. Our foundation operates through four key departments. Number one, clinical psychology, where we offer a range of therapeutic services. Then there comes the education department, which focuses on mental health literacy and training programs. This department aims to raise awareness of different mental health issues as well as social issues prevalent in our society. Then we have the social media department, which gives us a platform to connect, educate, and engage the community with mental health resources. Last but not the least, we have the donations department, as we believe in accessible mental health care, offering free or pro bono services to those from disadvantaged backgrounds. Our donation efforts help extend mental health services to those in need, breaking barriers of affordability. So now, just to give you all a little overview of tonight's webinar, Ms. Ikra Sadiq will be shedding light on women's mental health in the South Asian context, a topic very close to me personally, and hopefully by the end of it, we will all have a better understanding of the impact of culture on women's mental health. At the end of the session, we'll open the floor for a Q&A session. In the meantime, feel free to drop any questions you may have in the chat and we'll address them towards the end. So now, without further ado, over to you, Ms. Ikra.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible to you all?
Yes, you are, Ms. Ikra.
Okay, so just give me a second to share my screen and I will start.
Sure.
Everyone see my screen now?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ms. Mahnoor, for that introduction. And I will just begin without further ado. So thank you so much for joining me. I see that we have a small circle, a small group of people, which I'm excited about because I always think that some conversations become more impactful when they're had in intimate circles. So I would like to make this a dialogue rather than me lecturing you people. So while I'm talking, I would really like if you guys get a piece of paper and pen, and if you want to just write down your reflections or any questions that you might have, you might even use the chat box for it. And I would really like to come back to them at the end of the session. And this is a very broad topic, obviously, women's mental health in the South Asian context. And we obviously have a time limit over here, so I won't be able to address everything. But I have sort of collected things that I thought would be most relevant to professionals and to people who are just interested in the mental health field, whether that's just an interest for the sake of an interest or whether it's because of something personal. So let's begin. I think Ms. Mahnoor already introduced me. I will just mention a few more things. So you know where my background and why I am specifically presenting on this topic. So I have a MS in clinical and counseling psychology. My research focus has been social psychology, which pertains to this topic, because I have always felt that mental health is not something that exists in isolation. It is connected to your social systems, to your friends, to your family, to really everything. I'm also a mental health practitioner, so I see clients with different mental disorders and mental illnesses, and I offer clinical services as well as counseling services. Miss Mahnoor also introduced the foundation. I will just say that I'm really thankful for this platform, which is giving me the opportunity to talk about uh, a topic that I'm so interested in and which I think is very imperative, and it's a very important issue that needs to be discussed. Okay. So why is it important? Why is it important to discuss the mental health of women in the South Asian context? So mental health is embodied. And what I mean by that is that, like any other disease, for example, a physical illness, someone gets a virus or a virus disease, the illness has its own identity, right? So, for example, we know that depression is a disease or a disorder and has its own identity. But depending on the host, the illness shows up in different ways. So, for example, when we all got COVID, we all had different symptoms, right? So, in that sense, mental illness is embodied. It is not something that has its own entity. It is something that exists in conjecture with the subjective experience of the person who's going through it. And in this sense, we cannot separate, even though it is a psychological phenomena that is happening in the mind, it is not separated from the body, right? So it is a mind and body connection. We cannot separate the body and the conditions the body is in. So that means the relationships that the body has, the society that it exists in, the politics, everything that has to do with the body. It's not something that is being born primarily in the psychological realm or in the mental realm. It is something that finds its sources externally also. So, which is why this subjective experiences of women, because हम लोग पाकिस्तान में हैं, we're talking about women in South Asia. So what is our context, understanding that context is very, very important. And as I have seen clients, come in, I have noticed that I study these things theoretically first, but now practically I see that how this is extremely relevant to study the subjective experiences of women, which is why, because I think I'm joined by all women here, so I would like that we all can draw from our own subjective experiences and we can share about them and find some connection in that. Because this kind of a discussion is made, all of the backing for this is qualitative research, jahan pe women share their experiences. So the fact that we even have this knowledge is because people have shared their experiences. All right. So we know that, and of course, this is not just for Pakistan specifically, this is a worldwide issue. Lekin how it shows up in different parts of the world is different. So we're going to talk about patriarchy in the context of South Asia, right? So patriarchy, as we all know, means that the male members are given more value, right? Or they are given the responsibility. They're the heads of the household, right? And patriarchy doesn't just exist. I know कि हम women's mental health की बात कर रहे हैं, बट हमने सिर्फ उनकी इंडिविजुअल कॉन्टेक्स्ट में नहीं देखना कि उनके घर में ऐसा है या नहीं, राइट? वी हैव टू सी कि उनकी फैमिली में, सोसाइटी में, so like the city that they live in, the sort of mobility that they have, the spaces they occupy in their own community, the political system that they exist in terms of, and not even just the larger political system, but just generally on the ground level, do they have a voice, right? Do they have the voice to say their opinions? So all of these things, even within the household, can they voice out their opinions? Can they say something in disagreement to the male members of the household? ठीक है. So we know कि gender roles हमारे यहाँ exist करते हैं, right? Again हम खवातीन के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, so I will focus on that. But of course, patriarchy में there is um, certain aspects where, you know, males also are given the provider role, right? And we do not see their identity beyond that. But we're talking about women, so I'm gonna just focus on that. So हम gender role जो है खवातीन को भी assign करते हैं. There's specific gender roles जिनके outside we don't even imagine कि उनकी existence हो सकती है. Whether that's in the role of a daughter who takes care, who as she grows up starts taking care of household responsibility, starts taking care of maybe her brother, house chores, things like that. Or we look at the mother, right? जिसके ऊपर there is the burden, there's the burden of continuing the family line, right? Reproduction and all of that, child rearing, caretaking, sort of सारी domestic responsibilities आ जाती हैं. And then even if we move on further into the society, there's gender discrimination, right? Um, if you apply for jobs, for example, you might they might prefer a male candidate over you, right? We all know as professional women, especially young professional women, that you get asked questions about your marriage and your engagement and whether you have kids or not when you are giving a job interview, which maybe your male counterparts are not. So there's discrimination. Perhaps the value जो आप offer कर सकते हैं to an organization is determined based on your gender. And then based on that, the compensation that you're offered for your job is also based on that. And this is a broader topic कि within an organization जब male members होते हैं और female members होते हैं, तो sometimes even you know in a एक office की जो ecology होती है उसमें the female members are often given the responsibility of making sure कि miscommunications नहीं हो रही, making sure that you know जो the for example the canteen is stocked at the office. So like all of these little things जो हम associate कर देते हैं with women, and they're very important to sort of think about and reflect in our discussion because हम mental health की बात कर रहे हैं. And mental health is as much as it's built by sort of the bigger things on the macro level, ये micro जो चीजें हैं, things on the micro level are also extremely important, and enough of them over time collect together to create a mental state, right? And have an impact on your mental well-being. इसके अलावा exclusion from public spaces, I don't think I need to speak about this more. There's not a lot of public spaces for women in the sense that even stepping out of our house for a walk or things like that, we have to think about our safety, right? So there's danger. We're excluded from the public spaces. और इसका we need to think about that, you know, within a family, within a household, the male member is the head, and you are not able to express yourself completely या authentically over there. वहाँ पे आप एक you sort of have a lost identity, right? But then you cannot step out either, right? So it's like you are stuck in both cases. And then second class citizens. अब अगर हम इसको extend करें, मैंने work, family और work places के हवाले से बात की. If we extend this, अगर हम अपने political systems को देखें, so I think you know the majority are male. The majority is male. Oftentimes, you know, if you stood up and said that I want to be in politics, yeah, policy makers, yeah, इस सब में कुछ, there's so many things to consider. Women who are lawyers, you know, have to go through so many things over here. और अगर हम पेट्रियार्की की हिस्ट्री भी देखें तो देयर वाज अ टाइम व्हेन women were not even considered rational beings, they were not even given the right to vote. um, for example, abhi US elections हुए and people have been saying that US would never elect a female president, right? So I'm not when we are thinking about this, we don't have to just think about कि अभी present में situation कैसी है. We also have to think about the history that women have had uh, throughout the world and also then in South Asia. जिसके ऊपर हम will come to that um, in the next slides. Um, and then generally inequality, right? And this starts in the home, right? Limited, already we know that, for example, in South Asia, because we have there is a minority of the people who are able to access all resources for their family. ठीक है, mostly people are, because class struggles बहुत हैं, so mostly people are often struggling in terms of their financial resources. तो इन दैट सिस्टम जहाँ पे ऑलरेडी एक रिसोर्सेज के लिए कंपटीशन है, जो ऑलरेडी आपका मार्जिनलाइज्ड ग्रुप है, उसके लिए रिसोर्सेज उस तक पहुंचना और ज्यादा मुश्किल हो जाएगा बिकॉज प्रेफरेंस मेल मेंबर्स को दी जाएगी. सो विद इन अ हाउस होल्ड व्हेन देयर आर sons and daughters, right? तो whether that's education, whether that's clothing, food, all of these expenses, the preference is always given to the male of the family, right? Or in terms of sacrifices that you have to make, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking for a word. Sorry. Right. So अगर sorry, yeah, the word is compromise. So अगर हमें किसी family system में किसी को compromise करना पड़ता है, so it's often the women in the family, right? The mothers, the daughters, all of that. एक बहुत common trope भी चलती है that the mother feeds the children, yeah, feeds the husband and the sons, and they go hungry and things like that. And then we also have that around जो गोश्त की बोटी वाला हमारा एक ट्रोप है हमारे यहाँ कि वो बेटों को दी जाती है, राइट? ऑफ कोर्स उसमें यही रिप्रेजेंटेशन है कि इट्स अ रिसोर्स जो कि यू फाइनेंसेस के साथ इट्स अ रिसोर्स आ रही है, राइट? दैट यू आर प्लेसिंग अ लॉट ऑफ वैल्यू ऑन, एंड देन हु इज गोना गेट इट? द मेल मेंबर्स ऑफ द फैमिली. And that's a big discussion in terms of even though the woman is responsible for the reproduction and logically she is the one who should get it because she needs more nutrients. But this is all about कि हमारी values हम कहाँ पे और किस पे place कर रहे हैं और worth किस पे place कर रहे हैं. So it goes to the women. Okay. And then lack of autonomy, आपकी जो choices हैं. And again, this goes into your family का sphere, आपका social sphere, आपका political sphere. So within a family, right? Maybe your brothers can voice their opinions, you cannot voice your opinions. The final decision, yeah, जो veto power होती है, is with the male members of the family, not the female, right? They're going to decide where you go, when you go, what you wear, all of those things, आपकी education के decisions. और फिर even when you bring this to the work that is available to women is also limited. तो इस पे हम आगे जाके थोड़ा सा और बात करेंगे कि the sort of professional outlets that are available to women. But basically you don't have choice, the freedom to make your own choice. तो आपकी वहां से ऑटोनॉमी जो है वो आपसे छीन ली जाती है या दी नहीं जाती आपको, राइट? ओके. ओके. अब हम क्योंकि साउथ एशिया के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, सो जस्ट जब मैंने पेट्रियार्की की बात की, अगेन आई वाज आस्किंग यू गाइस के थिंक अबाउट इट, द हिस्ट्री ऑफ द पेट्रियार्की अराउंड द वर्ल्ड एंड देन पेट्रियार्की इन आवर कॉन्टेक्स्ट, पाकिस्तान के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में पेट्रियार्की जैसे एक्ट आउट करती है. तो पाकिस्तान के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में जब हम बात कर रहे हैं, साउथ एशिया के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में जब बात कर रहे हैं, ऑब्वियसली कलोनियलिज्म का बहुत बड़ा रोल है बिकॉज वी वर रूल्ड बाय द ब्रिटिश फॉर सेंचुरीज, राइट? सो उसके क्या इम्पैक्ट्स हैं, उससे क्या कुछ हुआ हमारे हमारे निज़ाम को, हम कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें थी जिन्होंने हमारी मेंटल हेल्थ को अफेक्ट किया। तो थोड़ा सा मैं, विदाउट टेकिंग टू मच टाइम, talking about the history of colonization, um, I just want to touch on things that might be relevant for us. Um, okay. सो एज वी नो, एक जो बेसिक जिस्ट है, मैं इसको बहुत लेमैन रखना चाहूंगी, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली आई एम ऑल्सो नॉट अ हिस्टोरियन. सो you know, the way the colonizers colonized the world was always to break, divide, and then rule, right? um, जो भी उनका था कि ये रिग्रेसिव सोसाइटीज हैं, ये प्रिमिटिव हैं, या वेदर जस्ट टू गेन पावर ओवर अस, दे डिड इट, जो भी उसका रीजन था. बट व्हाट दे डिड वाज कि दे डिसरप्टेड द ट्रेडिशनल सोशल स्ट्रक्चर्स. और जब मैं ट्रेडिशनल सोशल स्ट्रक्चर्स की बात कर रही हूँ, सो मे बी लेट्स थिंक अबाउट, अगर हम एक प्रिमिटिव इमेज भी ले रहे हैं ऑफ लाइक अ हंटर एंड गैदरर्स society, or a society where, let's say, the men are actually going out to earn for the family, and the woman is staying behind and taking on the domestic responsibilities. It was not based on sort of on any hierarchies, right? उसमें कोई पावर का बीच में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट नहीं था. It was a collaboration, right? And both parties realized that there's value in what the other is doing. So there was value in the male going out and obviously bringing in funds, yeah, bringing in resources to provide for the family. And then there was also value in what the women were perhaps doing, staying behind, right? When we think about wars, when the males were fighting wars, the women were taking care of societies, right? और सारा निजाम और स्ट्रक्चर्स वो संभाल रही थी. सो इट्स नॉट अबाउट कि कौन क्या कर रहा है, बट रादर कि क्या कोलैबोरेशन हो रही है, क्या दूसरे के काम में वैल्यू देखी जा रही है, क्या उसमें वर्थ देखी जा रही है, क्या उसको अप्रिशिएट किया जा रहा है, और वो जो कर रहा है क्या वो एक चॉइस से कर रहा है, एक सेंस ऑफ responsibility, a sense of dedication and importance that something that I'm doing is contributing to this system, and I am an important part of this system, right? Rather than a replacement. तो ये वाले सोशल स्ट्रक्चर्स को दे ट्राई टू ब्रेक. तो रेशियल कास्ट बेस्ड हायरार्कीज इस टाइम पे आने लग गई, राइट? जिसकी वजह से things started getting divided again. क्योंकि हमारी भी conversation है, I should have mentioned this before, but I also want us to think about, because I believe कि अगर हम ये webinar attend कर रहे हैं, so a lot of us would be urban women, right? We live in bigger cities, so we also have to think about in the context of rural women, right? कि how can we make this कि उनका क्या context होगा, because हमारी life में the sort of maybe the struggles, the gender based struggles that we experience might be very different from the gender based struggles that they experience, right? So maybe that anyway, we can discuss that more later. Okay, so also subjugation of indigenous knowledge. So इससे मेरा क्या मतलब है कि पहले, we have to understand that the Western system is also coming in with the idea of individualization, with the idea of capitalism. तो इससे पहले जो हमारी indigenous knowledge थी, there were ways of healing different things, right? एक communal जो knowledge थी, एक communal wisdom जो था, उसको भी ये सब चीजें break करने लग गई, right? And that is not to say कि चीजें पहले बेहतर थी, but just to say कि there were systems in place, right? जिनको जब तोड़ा गया तो बहुत ज्यादा chaos पैदा हुई. So यहाँ पे भी they started creating hierarchies, right? That the Western models of medicine, the Western models of mental health are more important, right? जिनका focus was more towards individualism rather than communalism. और हमारे यहाँ की जो indigenous knowledge थी, it was all around communal healing. So that also plays in a role in how mental health is being treated to this day. So यही बात है कि disruptions of care systems, because again you can see कि जब जब कास्ट बेस्ड हायरार्कीज बन रही हैं तो डिवाइड हो रहा है। अगर फॉर एग्जांपल जो रूरल अर्बन क्लास का आपस में इंटरेक्शन है उसको ख़त्म किया जा रहा है, जो केयर सिस्टम्स हैं उनको ख़त्म किया जा रहा है, सो पीपल आर बीइंग आइसोलेटेड और इंडिविजुअलाइजेशन की तरफ ज़्यादा फोकस किया जा रहा है। एंड देन देयर इज डिसएम्पावरमेंट ऑफ वुमेन इन ट्रेडिशनल रोल। सो जैसे मैं पहले बात करी थी कि अगर ट्रेडिशनल सोसाइटी है वेयर नो मैटर व्हाट रोल यू आर प्लेइंग यू स्टिल हैव वैल्यू इन इट, राइट? बट व्हेन यू आर टेलिंग दीज women, बिकॉज अगेन ब्रिटिश रूल की जब हम हिस्ट्री देखें, सो लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स एंड दिस इज ऑफन द women who were lower class, who did not come from very stable financial backgrounds, कि उनकी एक्सप्लॉयटेशन भी बहुत होती थी उन विमेन उस विमेन लेबर की, राइट? क्योंकि अब अगेन ब्रिटिश आ गए हैं, आपका जो द मैन जो रिसोर्सेज जितनी पहले वो ला पाते थे, नाउ दे आर ऑल्सो बीइंग oppressed, so they are not bringing in that many resources. So now women need to leave their house, right? Just maybe they did find empowerment in that. They need they need to leave this traditional role and now they need to go out and work. और जो वर्क भी उनके लिए अवेलेबल है, that is often like what we would consider blue collar jobs, right? और फिर women labor की exploitation, जहाँ पे the British soldiers or the white people who were here, कि वो कैसे उनको treat कर रहे थे, right? Of course the brown men were treated poorly, but then again the women were being treated even worse. um and the cult of domesticity and gender roles, right? And again throughout this time हमारे पास ये ideas आने शुरू हो जाते हैं, even though in Britain women do not have the power to vote at this time. हमारे यहाँ की about the women in South Asia, the narrative starts building that they don't have again this is where we see कि gender roles एक न्यू इनहैंस तरीके से हमारे हमारे सामने आ रहे हैं, राइट? बिकॉज आपके पास अपने आइडियल्स छोड़ के या अपनी जो वैल्यू सिस्टम्स थे वो छोड़कर वेस्टर्न आइडियल्स और वेस्टर्न value systems आ रहे हैं, and we have to also see that this is all happening in the light of capitalism, and within capitalism value is placed on sort of not on people and person but more on the monetary aspect of things, right? Because आपकी सारी anything that makes up your life is now you have to now buy it essentially, ठीक है? तो what is the impact of this on family structures and domestic life, right? अब यहाँ पर the men are still, let's say, going out and they're working, and the women are staying behind in the house. But there's no value being placed because at the same time, according to the Western ideal, there's the idea of a career, right? So then there's the idea of dreams, right? So the men, while they're sort of going out there and they're achieving their self-actualization by building a career and everything, the women are behind in the house, and the only value they're serving is on things that are very that are considered very replaceable under capitalism, right? So for example, if we look at in the context of us urban women, द डोमेस्टिक जो हमारा हाउस हेल्प्स है या आपका जो डोमेस्टिक लेबर है, it is the value that they add is very replaceable, right? If one leaves, so you hire another one. So the work that they're doing, you are considering it very replaceable. So this is right what has happened. And then there's also the whole history of partition or where women were being raped, right? जैसे मैंने ब्रिटिश सोल्जर्स की पहले बात की कि even when these women labor went out, they were treated extremely badly, right? So अगर हम अभी बात करते हैं कि if we go out and we have to take care of our safety, तो उस वक्त हम imagine कर सकते हैं कि harassment of all kinds, like how prevalent it would have been, right? So there's all this history of collective trauma and identity loss, right? again, now you do not know what values, where your values are, what they are. You don't know what your ideals are, and you don't know what you need to strive for. तो एक कलेक्टिव ट्रॉमा है और आइडेंटिटी लॉस है. Okay, again, why is this important to talk about women in this sense, with, इतनी ज्यादा colonization और patriarchal history? It's important because, again, हम बात कर रहे हैं about worth, right? कि inherently, what values we have and what worth do we attach to women? What do we think about them? कि who can they be? What space can they occupy? And what value can they bring to a social system, right? And this is also very interesting जब हम कहते हैं कि what value can they bring? Because we are only thinking about women when they can give us something, right? When they can add something to a system, right? Because we have created systems jahan pe the existence of a person is not enough, of an autonomous person who can make choices is not enough, right? Um, under capitalism, under Western individualization, and all of that. Again, I would like to reiterate that the men are also affected by this, but women being sort of a marginalized group under patriarchy, they've experienced this effect to a greater and more intense degree. Okay, so what happens to her? ठीक है, अब मैं थोड़ा सा I want to move towards, obviously, as a mental health professional, towards the mental health perspective of things. तो अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं वर्क वगैरह की, राइट? मोबिलिटी इज लिमिटेड, राइट? कैन शी मूव आउट? जो ये सोशल सिस्टम है उसमें शी कैन नॉट गो मूव in society on her own, right? Without protection from a male member, and the work that is open to her is limited, right? इसके बारे में भी हमने बात की about workplace discrimination and the kind of jobs that are open to women, which are often, caregiving or service related professions. So safety and security, right? She's not safe, and she's not safe because she's always, um, her physical safety is always at threat, right? She's someone who's vulnerable, who can be easily violated, for the lack of better words. Okay, so फिर उसकी, because of all of this, there's lack of empowerment, right? The roles that she can occupy, the things that she can do in her life are very limited, right? She's a daughter one day. By the time that adolescence ke baad, by the time she's a young adult, there's marriage, and then she adopts the sort of reproductive role of a mother, right? So there's very little that she can do. There's financial dependence, right? There's choices nahi in this system. Under capitalism, your choices are dependent on your finances. So financially, you're dependent on the male members. I mean, we have heard, from so many abuse stories that the women don't leave because they don't have anywhere else to go. They're financially dependent, right? And then sort of there's also emotional dependency, right? Because in a system jahan pe खवातीन vulnerable हैं, they are weak. What protection do they have? The only protection, yeah, the only savior that comes to their aid is the men in their own life, whether that's in the role of the father, the brother, the husband, and then the son, right? तो एक emotional dependence भी होती है, right? They are never given the opportunity to um, emotionally mature in a way jahan pe they can move out, or they can have their own experiences, and then build confidence from those experiences, क्योंकि they're only occupying very restricted roles, जिसकी वजह से वो इमोशनली भी डिपेंडेंट है. सो just to elaborate on this more and give an example to explain it better, so for example, a daughter might be emotionally dependent on the mother, right? On the mother who also lives under a patriarchal rule. So she might be dependent on the emotionally dependent on the husband, right? So the way the mother explains the reality to the daughter is through that lens, through the lens जहाँ पे the male is prioritized, जहाँ पे उसकी needs को ज्यादा वैल्यू दी जाती है, या उसकी उसके अप्रूवल को ज्यादा वैल्यू दी जाती है. So in a sense like this, daughter girls and women are often socialized to seek male approval, right? तो यहाँ पे इमोशनल डिपेंडेंसी भी है. और इसको हम साइकोलॉजिकल पर्सपेक्टिव से थोड़ा सा और आगे जाकर देखेंगे जब हम केयर की तरफ आएंगे. So as you can imagine, what will happen to the self-esteem, self-image, self-worth of a person who doesn't have space outside of predetermined roles, और उन roles को भी value नहीं दी जाती, उन roles को भी replaceable consider किया जाता है. And what is her identity, right? तो restricted self-expression and choices. So यहाँ पे I do want to well, actually let's come to the next slide. So I want to talk about so you know how हमारा जो है population की एक there's a cell government का who sort of keep tabs on the population growth और ये सारा कुछ. So in the recent statistic, they found कि there rural areas में अक्सर सिंध और बलूचिस्तान में there are women who have like more than 6 children and they still continue to have children. So they took some initiatives जहाँ पे those women were educated about family planning and all of these things. तो उसमें female gynecologists were working with them. And when they were asked कि why do you keep on having children, कि आपके ऑलरेडी 6 बच्चे हैं फिर भी आप और बच्चे क्यों पैदा कर रही हैं, which is a risk to your body also, and then obviously you cannot provide resources for those children either. So the answer was that कि अगर हम ये नहीं करेंगे तो वो husband जो है वो दूसरी शादी कर लेगा, right? So I'm stating this as an example कि the worth that she thinks she has, or the value that she adds, is through providing offspring. And even in that, she's not being appreciated as the mother of 6 children. She will be easily, if she stops doing that, she will be easily replaced. So she feels the pressure to keep on doing that. So, again, there are certain, then society में, there are certain pressures. ये जो roles भी हम allow करते हैं women को occupy करने में, इनमें भी they feel certain pressures and expectations that they need to keep on meeting in order to survive in those roles. Again, daughter, sister, wife, mother. And we expect them to fulfill certain duties, और अगर वो duties नहीं कर रही होती तो we think कि ये कैसी औरत है, और इस किस्म की insults वगैरह उनको की जाती है, right? Okay. So who is she in all of this? Caretaker. Women often are solely responsible for caregiving duties at home, and the professions open to them are often care or helping services based. So इसके ऊपर अगेन हमने पहले बात की कि फैमिली के अंदर भी जो आपका रोल है या जो वैल्यू आप प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं वो सिर्फ ये है कि आप केयर प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, राइट? आप सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं दूसरों के लिए, राइट? And then professional environment में भी often the healthcare industries and service industries are often dominated by women, right? Because we see them in these roles. हम कभी नहीं इमेजिन करते कि एक मेल केयर टेकर होगा, right? And then emotional labor. सो दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। जब मैं रूरल और अर्बन डिफरेंस की बात कर रही थी कि शायद हम रूरल में, जैसे मैंने एग्जांपल दी कि मे बी शी फील्स के शी नीड्स टू keep on reproducing children because that is her value of कि वो offspring provide कर रही है for her husband, right? um, अक्सर हम देखते हैं obviously rural context में भी, but maybe sort of what we might find more relevant as urban women is the emotional labor, right? Maybe the men in our life, maybe they're educated enough to know about family planning और वो वाले pressures नहीं है, but there's often emotional labor, right? um, where again uh, जैसे पहले मैंने बात की that when males are dominating the society, the oppressed always seeks the approval of the oppressor, right? Because they don't know any other way. तो यहाँ पे again women often adopt the role of emotional labor. So when you are let's say a sister, तो अगेन हम अगर बचपन पे ही चले जाएं, सोशलाइजेशन पे ही चले जाएं, वहां से ही हम कहने लग जाते हैं कि बॉयज आर अग्रेसिव, सो दे गेट एंग्री। तो वहां से यू स्टार्ट women start sort of occupying molds and shaping themselves in a way जहाँ पे वो उनका aggression किसी तरह से ignite नहीं कर रही, या अगर aggression है तो they're often providing ways for them to cater to that aggression. um, or for example, if the males are coming home, males often occupy sort of a brute wali image where they don't talk, so the women often have to do the communication. So in so many different forms, they're often doing the emotional labor. And ये चीज अक्सर वर्क लाइफ में भी आती है। ऑफन टाइम्स जब एक if you think about a workspace and ecology, usme bhi the communication role between different parties, women are often the one who are doing the communication, who are often the ones who are understanding both sides and then communicated, right? तो ये वाला भी जो लेबर होता है कि किसी और का पर्सपेक्टिव समझना और किसी और को स्पेस देना, ये वाला लेबर भी औरतों के ऊपर आ जाता है। अगेन इसमें आ जाता है कि अगेन इस तरह की चीजें भी कि मेल मेंबर्स आर अलाउड टू एक्सप्रेस देयर अगर वो कोई इमोशन फील कर रहे हैं, दे डोंट हैव टू रिप्रेस इट, राइट? और दे कैन ऑफन एक्सप्रेस इट एंड देयर एक्सप्रेशन इज वैलिडेटेड, राइट? एंड देन ऑलवेज एक्सपेक्टेड मोर। सो जैसे हमने औरतों के रोल के बारे में बात की, देर ऑफन अनपेड, unappreciated, and often it is a never ending job, right? Because you are performing these roles of womanhood at your work, at your family, and everywhere else in society, right? Okay, so अब मेंटल हेल्थ के हवाले से क्या चैलेंजेस हमारे आते हैं अगेन साउथ एशियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में। पहले आई वांट टू फोकस ऑन abuse, whether that's physical abuse, emotional abuse, mental, verbal, all these kinds of things. Domestic violence, honor-based violence. Um, Obviously, honor-based violence is something which is again quite prevalent in our society, and it goes back to what we think about women. Uh, who are they, right? And जब एक सोसाइटी है जहाँ पे women are they don't have an identity of their own, and it's always in connection with the male members. So something like honor-based violence often also finds its roots in things like this. I'm realizing I'm short on time, so I will just try to move on quickly from all of this, and I do want to give everyone time to discuss things also. So basically, I have put abuse, domestic violence, and honor-based violence in a different category, on sort of on the side, because यहाँ पे जो mental health practitioners भी हैं, they find themselves in a difficult position when we have clients who are going through this. We have a difficult time dealing with them because we don't know what the right approach is. So as we know कि बाहर दे हैव मेंटल हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल्स जो हैं वो एक लाइसेंस के अंडर काम कर रहे होते हैं विद सोशल सर्विसेज। अगर किसी क्लाइंट को कोई हार्म है, इफ इस तरह की कोई सिचुएशन है, यू विद द कंसेंट ऑफ योर क्लाइंट रिपोर्ट देम एंड यू हैव रिसोर्सेज दैट यू कैन provide for them, right? Shelters, so on, so forth. But हमारे यहाँ for so many reasons हम mental health practitioners ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कर पाते जब इस तरह की भी situation होती है, because we are working alone, right? हमारे साथ उस तरह का systemic बैकअप नहीं है, कोई सोशल वर्कर्स नहीं है, कोई पॉलिसीज नहीं है और इस तरह की चीजें। आई नो के वर्क प्लेसेस में देर आर पॉलिसीज राइट नाउ, बट वी ऑल्सो नो के पॉलिसीज इन प्लेस होना वर्सेस उनकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इज अ कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट स्टोरी। एंड देन ऑफन अगर पॉलिसीज हो भी तो एक स्टिग्मा होता है। ऑफन टाइम्स women themselves do not want to, they will tell their mental health practitioner, अपने therapist को वो बता देंगे about these things, but they often do not want to report the male members, right? Again, goes back to they're still completely dependent on that male member. So what are they going to do if they report this male member? Anyway, so these are, things that we can talk on and on about, but sort of are even outside the realm of mental health practitioners' control. So, lack of education and awareness. अक्सर अब there's research के अक्सर there's research that often when women go through mental health struggles, उनकी जो mental health struggle होती है वो अक्सर it's internalizing, जिसका मतलब है कि वो समझती हैं कि मेरे साथ कुछ गलत है, मेरे साथ कुछ खराब है। इट्स सेल्फ ब्लेमिंग एंड सेल्फ डायरेक्टेड, राइट? वो उसका जो सारी ब्लेम और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है वो अपने आप पर डालती हैं, राइट? वो इंटरनल करती हैं। So, which is why this creates a barrier in them seeking psychoeducation या seeking avenues for awareness, right? Because अगर एक इंसान सोच रहा है कि मेरे साथ ही कुछ गलत है, so they're not going to, for example, attend a webinar like this, right? Because they're going to think कि other people um, go through mental illness, but मेरे साथ जो हो रहा है it's my fault or I'm to blame for it, right? So it's all self-directed. So इसीलिए जब हम education कर रहे हैं, it is very important to talk about all of this, to talk about the South Asian context, right? To talk about colonization, to talk about patriarchy, right? So women are aware that they're not alone in this, right? And that it is not something that they can be blamed for, that there are factors outside of them, that the society, the systems are set up in a way which is putting them in a position that they are becoming more prone or more vulnerable to certain mental health challenges. इसके अलावा अगेन हमने जैसे बात की कि व्हेन आई टच्ड अपॉन कि जो जो रोल्स वो ऑक्यूपाई करती हैं एज डॉटर्स, एज सिस्टर्स, एज मदर्स, उसमें there is a pressure to conform, and there is a pressure to maintain this image of control, this image of perfectionism, right? Because फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगेन मैं इसको थोड़ा सा एक प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल के साथ रिलेट करना चाहूंगी। आई ब्रीफली वर्कड विद ए साइकाइट्रिस्ट, तो उनके पास अक्सर जब लड़कियां आती थी और वो अक्सर, बल्कि आई वुड से ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द टाइम दे वर कमिंग विद देयर फैमिली मेंबर्स एंड दे वुड बी यंग गर्ल्स, सो द कंसर्न वुड बी कि अब आगे क्या होगा, राइट? अच्छा, इसको ये मेंटल इलनेस है तो इसकी शादी कैसे होगी, और अगर होगी तो हम उनको बताएं कि इसको ये है या नहीं है, राइट? तो एक बर्डन आ जाता है, राइट? और ये दिस इज नॉट जस्ट मेंटल इलनेस, इवन वुमेन इन दिस सोसाइटी हु जिनकी फैमिलीज उनके लिए प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स देख रही होती हैं, दे ऑफन डोंट टॉक अबाउट मे बी इवन फिजिकल इलनेस दैट द गर्ल हैज, राइट? Because everyone wants women to be perfect and pristine and pure and all of those things. तो ये जो प्रेशर है ये खवातीन फील करती हैं और ये उनकी मेंटल हेल्थ, उनकी वेलबींग को बहुत अफेक्ट करता है. And then their family and marriage expectations, right? Uh, for women, this starts again very early, uh, ev- early 20s में, even younger. अगर हम urban areas से थोड़ा बाहर चले जाएं, the societal expectation for her to get married, and then once she's married, to run the family well, to have children, to raise them well, and all of these things, all of these factors कि उन पे बहुत pressure और उनसे बहुत ज़्यादा expectations attach की जाती हैं, जिसकी वजह से um, their well-being is at stake. Furthermore, within the family system, women are often isolated. So, जैसे हम patriarchy के निज़ाम की बात कर रहे हैं, so we can get the image कि maybe the men are against the women over here, right? उन दोनों में collaboration नहीं है, उन दोनों में एक conflict है. लेकिन within the system, often the conflict is also within women, right? तो हमारे यहाँ अगर आप जैसे imagine करें कि a woman who is living with her in-laws, so we know कि वहाँ पे between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law कितने conflicts होते हैं, right? So often women, even within the family systems जिन पे हमने उनकी existence allow की है, उनके अंदर भी वो बहुत ज़्यादा isolated हैं. Okay. So, which again is a challenge for their mental health. Okay. And यहाँ पे हमने पेट्रियार्की, कॉलोनाइजेशन, इस सब की बात की. हमें इंटरजेनरेशन की उनकी वजह से ट्रॉमा होता है, बट इंटरजेनरेशनल ट्रॉमा इज अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग टू डिस्कस ओवर हियर. So, um, women, we also know that are the ones, course of nature, plus society, that they're the ones who are, giving birth and are responsible for the next generation, for their upbringing and everything. तो अब एक you can imagine एक इंसान, एक mother who has gone through so much trauma herself, yeah, who is existing in a patriarchal system where she is where she's seeking male approval, the males of her family, right? Where she doesn't have any validation besides the very little replaceable roles that she occupies, where her existence isn't allowed except in certain already predetermined forms. What kind of generation is she raising? Okay, and I'm specifically यहाँ पे talking about the daughters. कि मदर्स जब अपनी डॉटर्स को रेज कर रही हैं तो वो किन वैल्यूज के साथ उनको रेज कर रही हैं, राइट? That you when you have a husband, how do you have to be a good wife to him? When you have children, how do you have to be a good mother, right? uh, and we have to think about in the sense कि even women who are अगर हम अपनी बात करें, women who are working, who have careers, primarily what we are identified by or defined by is our families and our marriages and our children. So जब हमें society देखती है, they uh, largely put a lot of emphasis on that. So intergenerational trauma में इस लिहाज से टच अप करना बहुत जरूरी है, because again, if I'm a woman, this was my mother, and then it was my mother, so it has been going on, right? It has been deeply integrated, not even on a genetics या epigenetics perspective, but just socially कि वो किस तरह से हमें रेज करते हैं is also determined by how they were raised and what they saw in their life. Okay. So, Kuch, now I just want to talk about, and as a mental health professional and other people who are mental health professionals जो शायद मुझे सुन रहे होंगे, कि अक्सर हम लोग अपनी फील्ड में सुनते हैं, या शायद आप लोग ने कभी एक कॉमन चीज देखी हो, सुनी हो, that borderline personality disorder जो है is a women's disorder. This is a thing that is still this day, especially हमारे साउथ एशिया में, uh, uh, और पाकिस्तान में, लाहौर में, this is something I have heard from really renowned professionals amongst us, that borderline personality disorder is a women's disorder. This was something that was, a few decades ago commonly believed, or but it's still till this day is very commonly believed. थोड़ा सा मैं टच अप कर देती हूँ on borderline personality disorder. So it's characterized by sort of this uh, emotional dependency, this uh, emotional instability, and impulsivity, right? So अगर हम जैसे हमारे आई थिंक ड्रामास में भी दिखाया जाता है, द वुमन हु इज जस्ट क्राइंग सो मच, अगर उसको किसी ने जरा सा कुछ कह दिया है, जो हु इज ओवर रिएक्टिंग एंड ओवर ड्रामेटिक. So all of these kinds of images, they attach to borderline personality disorder. So I'm not going to debate ki whether statistically is this uh, is this a right statement or not. I will say that borderline personality disorder is definitely not a women's disorder. It's a disorder that can happen in men also. But कहाँ से ये common trope आता है, कहाँ से ये चीज आती है कि वो क्यों कहते हैं कि women are emotionally unstable, या women, ये जो disorder है ये women's का disorder है. Um, Oftentimes we see in women, and I'm now speaking as a mental health professional, and what I see in my clients and what I've read in research, that women do present with emotional dysregulation. So emotional dysregulation, जो मैं कहना चाह रही हूँ, again I will explain the term a little bit, कि you कि आप जिस सिचुएशन में हैं, मे बी उस सिचुएशन के लिहाज से आपके इमोशंस नहीं है, राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, right now, अगर मैं, while delivering this lecture, if I'm getting angry, I'm entering an emotionally dysregulated state, right? If my emotions are displaced, yeah, if they're not congruent to the situation, to the event, so that would be a state of emotional dysregulation, right? कि एक sort of एक मीडियम नहीं है, या तो बहुत ज्यादा कम हो रहे हैं इमोशन, या बहुत ज्यादा हो रहे हैं, और इंटेंसिटी की भी कॉन्ग्रुएंस नहीं है, और सिचुएशन के लिहाज से भी इमोशंस की कॉन्ग्रुएंस नहीं है. सो दैट वुड बी इमोशनल डिसरेगुलेशन. नाउ अगर हम एज प्रोफेशनल समझना चाहें कि इमोशन रेगुलेशन किसी इंसान में पैदा क्यों होगी, it is it is very easy to understand that neglect and abuse. So when any person who has a history जहाँ पे उसकी इमोशनल नीड्स या फिजिकल नीड्स उनको निग्लेक्ट किया गया हो, उस इंसान को इनवैलिडेट किया गया हो, that they would be prone to emotional dysregulation, right? जहाँ पे उसका एक्सप्रेशन और उसकी चॉइसेस को रिप्रेस किया गया हो, और उसको अलाउ ना किया गया हो टू एक्सप्रेस themselves, right? That it would lead to emotional dysregulation. So neglect and abuse would lead to emotional dysregulation. और जितनी हमने खवातीन के हवाले से बात की, we can now realize that probably every woman goes through this, जहाँ पे she at some point, yeah, maybe throughout her life, yeah, at least by one member of the family, they experience neglect and abuse, yeah, if not in the family, somewhere in society. या अगर सोसाइटी में भी नहीं, अगर आप सिर्फ अपने सेक्स की या जेंडर की हिस्ट्री पढ़ें, तो आप देख सकते हैं कि हिस्ट्री में you have been neglected and abused and all of these things. So it can lead to emotional dysregulation. But again, the way the systems work, जो एक again western साइकोलॉजी या वेस्टर्न साइकाइट्री का भी जो डिसिप्लिन है, उस डिसिप्लिन की अपनी एक बड़ी पेट्रियार्कल हिस्ट्री है, which is जो कि अभी तक चीजें चल रही हैं, जिसकी वजह से till this day they often assign BPD to women. Furthermore, conversion जो है functional neurological disorder, it's another disorder जहाँ पे they say कि it's a women disorder. अब यहाँ पे क्या होता है that there's psychological phenomena which presents as somatic या physical symptoms हमें नजर आते हैं. So they often say that this is also a women's disease. इसके ऊपर खैर हम बहुत डिबेट कर सकते हैं because sometimes क्योंकि lack of resources है तो often times जब कोई कहता है कि मुझे सर में दर्द है तो उसको हम डॉक्टर के पास जल्दी ले जाते हैं more than anyway. So this is another situation जहाँ पे it's easier for women to attribute physical symptoms to their problems than mental health system. Again, this determines के उनको जिस तरह की हेल्प और केयर मिलेगी मेंटल हेल्थ की, it will not deal with the root cause of their problems. ये वही बात है कि हम ये अब रिसर्च में एक्चुअली स्टेटिस्टिकली देखते हैं कि जब women are going through mental disorders, उनकी ट्रीटमेंट की प्रेवलेंस कम होती है often because उनके जो सिम्टम्स होते हैं उनकी सोमेटाइजेशन होती है, which means कि वो अक्सर फिजिकल symptoms बता रही होती है rather than mental symptoms. And women themselves are doing this because this is something that they have internalized, right? So the statistic was that they often will report tiredness and fatigue due to burdensome family responsibilities, right? But they will not want to sort of address the root of it. Or accept common symptoms, and this is another place jahan pe I would encourage self-reflection on everyone's part who's listening. We see anger, resentment, loneliness, overstimulation, hurt, or abandonment. These are the common symptoms that women who are seeking mental health services present with. As mental health professionals, हम care किस तरह की offer कर सकते हैं या हमें करनी चाहिए? Sort of what would be the ideal circumstance? So trauma informed that as mental health professionals, we need to be informed about the South Asian context, right? About patriarchy, about colonization, about the family pressures, about other pressures and expectations that women feel, and obviously intersectionality को भी mind में रखते हुए कि if it's a rural area की women, her challenges are gonna be different than someone from an urban background, right? And then our care needs to be community based. So oftentimes, like I said, women often feel isolated within family system and they often present with loneliness. Their care is in finding social support. जैसे किसी भी mental disorder के लिए social support बहुत ज़रूरी होती है. With an issue like this, community support or community-based care बहुत ज़रूरी है. So for example, webinars like this, which raise awareness and education, is very important. And then again, dealing with somatic dysregulation or codependence again बहुत ज़रूरी है. So codependent again in the sense of like building your own emotional independence, sort of separating yourself from the male figures in your life and coming up and exploring your own identity would be important avenues to explore. And then activities that enhance their autonomy, that give them choice and that give them a sense of self would be very important. And explorations of denial, guilt and shame. So अक्सर जैसे मैंने पहले कहा कि because बहुत चीजें self-directed होती हैं, when you explore this with clients, अक्सर denial or guilt would be things that come up. First of all, they would not want to admit that they have been oppressed or there has been some form of oppression in their life or currently is their life, right? These are obviously, we can understand psychologically difficult things to accept and come to terms with. And then there can be guilt because they might blame themselves, right? So understanding and as professionals and also in your clients, sort of psychoeducation may touching on the fact that, it's not them, it's not even just their families, right? This doesn't mean कि वो जाकर घर अपने male members को challenge करें, but sort of collaboratively समझा जाए कि systems have been set up in a way जहाँ पर they have been dealt this fate. And then obviously there would be shame, so dealing with that shame. um, अगेन जो मैं अर्बन रूरल का और क्लास डिफरेंसेस की बात कर रही हूँ, it would there would be different kind of oppressions that different women have faced. अब साउथ एशियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी हमें बहुत ज्यादा ये नहीं है कि सब औरतों का एक ही कॉन्टेक्स्ट है, हर औरत का अपनी एक हिस्ट्री होगी, अपनी एक लाइफ हिस्ट्री, फैमिली हिस्ट्री, वो सब होगा. सो अवॉइडिंग स्टेरियोटाइपिंग, अवॉइडिंग अज्यूमिंग कि अगर एक औरत आ रही है मेंटल हेल्थ की सर्विस के लिए तो उसके डिप्रेशन की वजह जरूर ये होगी कि शी हैज एन अब्यूजिव हस्बैंड. राइट, वी कांट assume that. So stereotype हमने नहीं करना. We have to use language sensitivity, right? um, so for example, you don't want to just say to your client कि yeah because you are abused तो इस वजह से आपका डिप्रेशन हो रहा है, राइट? तो इस तरह से कल्चरल सॉरी लैंग्वेज सेंसिटिविटी रखना बहुत जरूरी है. रिकग्नाइजिंग द रोल ऑफ फैमिली. सो अगेन, वाइल जो आपकी विमेन clients हैं who are coming to you for mental health services, you still have to realize that they do belong to a family, to a community. तो उनकी उस नीड को केटर करना भी जरूरी है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे मैं साइकाइट्रिस्ट की पहले बात
Sikra,
करी थी बस.
Sikra, you have 2 minutes, like 3-ish minutes left, so just be careful.
Okay.
It's about to end, yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry I'm taking so much time. So anyway, he would
That's completely fine. It's a very broad topic,
Huh?
so it's completely okay. No, it's a very broad topic, so I completely understand. But you have 2 minutes, so मैंने कहा call आपके ऊपर है ना,
ठीक है,
just wrap, like give a conclusion or something.
ठीक है.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so इस सब में individual और collective needs भी recognize करना बहुत जरूरी है. So lastly, I would just say that the treatment and healing is in connections and in nurturing mutual aid, and the recovery is collective for this. And thank you so much for listening. I know I took a really, really long time. So
No,
anyone who's still
it was a
here
very,
with us.
very good webinar. It was a very good topic. It was very broad. That's why.
Yeah, and we do understand that there was a time constraint. Hope I wish we just had more time to cover all of these aspects because it was such a loaded topic, with so much to cover, but you did a great job.
Yeah,
I'll
thank you
yeah,
so
thank you
much.
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you so much, and I hope we can do more webinars with you in the future.
Thank you, Kashyap.
Thank you, Ms. Ikra. And you did
Thank you, Miss Mahmood. Thank you, Miss
sorry about the
Kashyap.
time constraint. I'm really sorry.
Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone
you.
who listens.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.